Dennis Wilson was reported to have been physically and emotionally abused by his father and manager Murray Wilson. Dennis Wilson was known to suffer from episodical anxiety and panic attacks early in his career as a result of his trauma. One particular panic attack was reportedly so severe that it led to Wilson departing an ongoing tour with the Beach Boys and being hospitalized. Wilson was also known to abuse alcohol, cigarettes, and other substances during his life. These substances included the drugs heroin, Valium, and cocaine. Wilson's severe alcohol habit over multiple decades led to him developing a fatty liver. Wilson's cigarette habit began when Wilson was in high school. His smoking contributed to the gradual loss of his vocal capabilities over the course of his career. By the mid-1970s, Dennis Wilson's relationship with the Beach Boys had significantly deteriorated because of his conduct, and he had begun to become estranged from them. In 1977, Wilson released his first solo album, titled Pacific Ocean Blues. Wilson's production of his second album was postponed due to his deteriorating voice. On December 23, 1983, Wilson checked himself into St. John's Medical Center in Los Angeles, California, to receive rehabilitation treatment for his addictions. The duration of his stay was initially supposed to last 3 weeks. Wilson was reported to have checked into hospitals on multiple occasions in the past in attempts to detox. 2 days later on Christmas Day 1983, Wilson checked himself out of his rehab program and promptly began to consume alcohol again. The same evening, he left rehab. An intoxicated Wilson went to attend a party at the Santa Monica Bay Motel in Santa Monica, California, to see his wife Shawn Marie Love, who were in a turbulent period of their relationship and had become estranged. When Wilson arrived at the party, he had gotten into an altercation with a man he discovered accompanying with Love. During the scuffle, Wilson received multiple injuries, including injuries to his head. These non-fatal injuries led to him being admitted to another hospital in the early morning hours of December 26. Against the wishes of doctors, Wilson checked himself out of this hospital the following day. Later, on the same day, December 27, Wilson traveled to Marina del Rey, California, to visit and temporarily stay with close friend Bill Oster on his houseboat. Wilson was living homeless after his own houseboat called the Harmony was repossessed. At around 3 p.m. on December 28, 1983, Wilson began recreationally diving in Marina del Rey Harbor in an attempt to uncover lost personal memorabilia that was thrown overboard his houseboat a few years prior during a heated confrontation with his ex-wife named Karen Lamb. Wilson was known to be an avid surfer and experienced swimmer. At around 3:20 p.m., Wilson emerged from the frigid 58-degree water with a picture frame that once contained a picture of him and Lamb. After taking a break, Wilson dove back into the 12-foot water shortly after 4 p.m. He was last seen alive at around 4:15 p.m. that day. At around 4:30 p.m., a concerned Oster alerted Harbor Patrol to Wilson's disappearance, and they began to search for him. About an hour later, at approximately 5:30 p.m., Dennis Wilson's lifeless body was discovered at the bottom of the harbor. It was quickly ruled that he had died from accidental drowning. Wilson was 39 years old. A post-mortem examination of Wilson's body revealed that he had been drinking at the time of his death, possessing a blood alcohol level of 0.26, which is over 3 times the legal limit for driving. Wilson was buried in the Pacific Ocean just off the California coast by U.S. Coast Guard on the evening of January 4, 1984. Due to wishes from Wilson's family that his body not be cremated, they had to receive a grant from former California governor and U.S. President at the time, Ronald Reagan, for the sea burial procedure to be carried out. Shawn Love, Beach Boys bandmate and brother Carl Wilson, and Dennis Wilson's 3 children were all present on the ceremony on the ship named Point Judith. Dennis Wilson's other brother Brian Wilson did not attend the ceremony because it reportedly seemed wrong to him. Carl Wilson also was reportedly against the burial, wanting Dennis to be buried alongside their father Murray at Inglewood Wood Park Cemetery in Inglewood, California. It was subsequently determined that Wilson had likely suffered from shallow water blackout, which the acute loss of consciousness due to brain anoxia from pre-submersion hyperventilative tactics in shallow water. This intentional hyperventilation allows for a longer dive but lowers carbon dioxide levels and removes the crucial urge to breathe to replenish oxygen levels, consequently leading to a hypoxic state.